And if the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad. Commissioner Cordia.
Present.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West. Here. Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
Okay, and then the first item is tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West. Aye. Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Okay, then we have the review of the checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We have approval of the minutes from the April 14th County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We have two items under Chair's remarks today. The first is to recognize the challenging and courageous public safety work of our detention deputies and our correctional officers in conjunction with National Corrections Officers Week. I'd like to ask Commissioner Brastad, as our Public Safety Committee Chair, to begin our recognition.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This recognition is to raise awareness of our county staff who have some of the most difficult positions out there. Our corrections officers maintain a safe environment in the jail and at our correctional facilities. As part of National Corrections Officers Month, I'm going to ask Sheriff James Stewart to come forward and introduce his team. And then I'd like Dylan Workington, who directs our Corrections Department, to introduce his team. Sheriff Stewart?
Well, good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. For the record, my name is James Stewart, and it is my distinct privilege to serve as the Sheriff of Anoka County. And this morning, I'm also privileged to be able to join Dylan as we bring our teams forward. As you can see this morning, we have quite a variety of staff representing the Sheriff's Office, our detention deputies, sergeants, lieutenants, and Commander Paschal representing his division. We also have other divisions represented, as well as Chief Deputy Tom Wells and myself, who all wanted to come out and show our support for that detention team and the work that they do every day. Each year, as hopefully you're aware, this week is dedicated as a time to recognize the commitment that our correctional officers and employees bring to this very difficult line of work. On May 5th, 1984, President Ronald Reagan delivered a proclamation designating the first week in May as National Correctional Officers Week. And since then, our nation has continued to recognize the value of an appreciation for those that take on this calling. The importance of all of our staff members who serve cannot be overstated, because each one has a very important role. Those who serve in the field can easily identify with the depth and the spirit found in the context of the nearly 40-year-old proclamation. The President and possibly the nation began to recognize that this team no longer represent guards, but they truly have transformed and represent professionals, and they are very well trained and are responsible in their roles and duties. And as individuals who lead others in public safety, we need to be life enhancers for them. As detention deputies on a daily basis, our team sees some of the worst experiences that an individual or even a society can endure. And our brother and sister officers must actively engage in these unpredictable environments, sometimes in life and death situations, as part of their daily job. And we as leaders cannot accept the complacency of officers who are only doing their jobs or only doing their duty. We need them to be strong, to be knowledgeable, to have and to use their abilities, to read an incident scene for emotional distress, to show understanding, and to show compassion. These things are not always easy in that environment. But we need to lift them up not only physically when they need our help to stand, but also their spirits when they are weakened by the day-to-day demands of their job. Our task is to lead. And we cannot lead effectively if we do not first acknowledge that these men and women have worth both to themselves and to our society as a whole. Few people truly understand the difficulties that correctional professionals face on a regular basis, oftentimes at great personal risk. And despite these challenges, they rise to the occasion daily and tirelessly to ensure a better chance for successful reintegration for our offenders, a safe and secure confinement, and an environment in which they minimize our liability and mitigate challenges as they protect and serve. In short, they play a critical role in improving the public safety of the citizens of our county and of our state. And none of this would be possible without you, the excellent detention deputies of Anoka County, and the correctional professionals also within our county. And all too often, your honorable actions are carried out with little awareness or acknowledgement from the general public. So I would like to take this opportunity to officially say thank you for the outstanding work that you do day in and day out, and for your commitment to pursuing excellence that is innate and a part of the Anoka County Sheriff's Office history. And I thank you for your commitment to excellence and your perseverance in this process. I thank you for accepting the call to work in a challenging environment in which your rewards are few in order to ensure a better overall community. I also want to say thank you to the Anoka County Board for acknowledging your service and recognizing your efforts and your value. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to my counterpart, Dylan, and he can address his team. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Stewart. Madam Chair and Commissioners, Dylan Workington, Community Corrections Director. I'd like to say thank you to the County Board for recognizing staff in general, but also to recognize specifically May 5th through the 9th as National Correctional Officer Week. As Sheriff Stewart indicated, these staff do amazing work. And generally speaking, uneventful things happen at our facilities, which is a very good thing and a tribute to the skill of these employees. And so as they deal with well-being checks, suicidal folks that are struggling with life, many mentally ill conditions that exist, people that are coming down from different drug use incidences, they maintain safety and security through that. They process admissions, they transport inmates, they aid with work release duties that are done all over the county that benefit not only the county but the residents of Anoka County as well. One of the biggest things that I think they do is they interact. They interact in pro-social manners to affect a modeling scope to others. And I think that they show respect to inmates as well. And you see that on an ongoing basis. And they have a very good rapport with the inmates that they manage. And so I'm very proud of the detention deputies and work release officers that work for Anoka County Corrections. We operate 3 facilities that utilize them, 2 juvenile facilities and our workhouse. Here today with us, I'd just like them to stand. We have 2 managers, Todd Benjamin and Corey Cohan, and our staff. So if you just stand if you're from Corrections. Come on, guys. Thank you very much. And I'd just like to say in closing that they are a vital part of our department's mission, working to build a safer community. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for the work you do to keep the people safe who are entrusted to us during their incarceration, and the important role it plays in the public safety of our citizens. Thank you all very, very much.
And with that, we'll offer Resolution 2015-51, recognizing detention deputies, correctional officers, and correctional employees in Anoka County, and would invite the entire board to join on in offering that resolution. Is there any further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Kordiak.
I can't resist but commenting. I can think of 100 things I'd like to say, but let me just say that throughout my life and my career, I've always had the greatest respect for all of our law enforcement community. Whatever role you play a keen role in this society every single day. The number of people that I've seen you drag out of a burning car is remarkable. I understand that you deal with some of the day-to-day issues, life's toughest issues on a regular basis, and you see it, and we often don't, but you lived in that environment, and heaven forbid, I'm glad that you do, and you take good care of me. And we appreciate that. I think I speak for everybody on this board. I think I speak for the many people that I represent to thank you for what you do. You know, if it weren't for the day-to-day stuff that's already problematic, you look around society today and see such bad examples. I'm looking at where? Baltimore today. We can name so many more. The craziness that we endure in this society, I can tell you, I got no time for it. And I'll tell you that many of my friends and your constituents do not either. I think that every homeowner should be standing on the curb passing out cookies to the officer that drive by to show their appreciation. So I thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Any additional comments? I also would like to extend a personal appreciation. I know that your job is not easy. It takes a toll, not only on you, but also on your families, because you are not always able to be there for those first important moments in life, for the Christmases, the various holiday events, because you're working shift work, and that's 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And I think that you really are kind of the unsung heroes in society, that people don't recognize all that you do to really keep those out in the public safe. And it is a huge sacrifice on your part, and for your families as well. So just want to extend our appreciation and thanks, and just recognize that it really is a life-changing thing for a family as well, and just want to acknowledge that. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
I will take a minute just to comment that early on in my tenure on the board, I had an opportunity to tour the jail. First time. Never been in there before, thankfully. But as I did, I saw the working conditions that the correctional officers were forced to work with. Monitors that you couldn't see. I mean, there were literally video images of hallways, and the monitors were from the, I think, 70s or 80s. They were terrible. The wiring in the jail, the locks, everything was dated. And I mean, I was horrified by what I saw, and I led the charge with Commissioner Look and others to make sure that we got that updated, to make sure that that nerve center not only made a safe working environment, but a little bit easier. I mean, a little more comfortable for them to perform the tough duties that they do. And this is your day to be recognized, but I just wanted to make sure that the public's aware that we will do our best to make your jobs easier, because it's got to be one of the tougher jobs any county employee could have. So for that, thank you for what you do, and I'm hoping to get a tour soon and see how that new system's working, and maybe get some firsthand comments from you folks as to what difference it made in your daily chores.
All right. Thank you again very much for all that you do. So our second item today is to recognize another group of county staff who also do extremely difficult work. The work to protect children in our county can be both uplifting, but also very heartbreaking, because you are seeing children in situations that no one should have to really live in. And thankfully, there are much more positive outcomes than the negatives, but unfortunately, it's always the negatives that we hear about. But you work very hard each and every day to make sure that children within our community are kept safe. And I don't think that people realize the conditions that you go into. I don't think that people realize just the emotional toll that that also takes on you, because it's things that you would never dream that you would have to deal with or see. So we just wanted to take the time to acknowledge that as well, and would ask Jerry Peterson, the Director of Social Services and Behavioral Health, to introduce the team today.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, I'm Jerry Peterson, Director of Community Social Services and Behavioral Health. Thank you for the extra opportunity to say a few words of appreciation regarding our child protection staff. I'll have stand up in just a moment. We've already had the opportunity. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the board took the time to recognize that through proclamation presentation. And then we have seen over this month that a number of county agencies have taken some extra time and extra steps. So I just very much appreciate and thank you from the board and the chair that we have this opportunity to do that. And from the previous recognition, we know that there are many deserving staff who do a lot of important things, and CP Child Protection is no exception. Our mission in social services and behavioral health is to meet people's needs through quality services, and these staff do that in a number of ways, whether it's educating parents, focusing on the strengths and not their weaknesses through our family assessment process, getting intake calls and making referrals to needed resources, comforting a child in the waiting room, when they're going to be separated from their parents. Going out into the community and investigating an abusive family, as difficult and traumatic as that is. Or maybe it's even just meeting with the foster providers where they place the child, just to make sure that the child is well cared for. Over my time here at the county, I've been amazed at what can be accomplished by these staff, but also humbled by their passion and their effort. I must also say they're extremely busy, so I appreciate that they took the time to come up here. Madam Chair, without saying anything more, Suzanne Tuttle is the manager of Children and Family Services. She's here with a number of her supervisors and staff, and I'll just have them stand up here.
Thank you.
Be recognized. Everybody up here.
Jerry,
Commissioner Kordiak.
Commissioner.
can you comment on what, on a day-to-day basis, many of these staff do in the child protection arena? What's an average day like? What are they doing on our behalf? Can you clarify that?
Madam Chair, Commissioners, I'd love to.
Please.
And each play, what's represented here is each play a different role. But starting at the intake or the receiving the call level, we have staff that are on the phone constantly, receiving hundreds, not thousands of calls. And I know one of the people who do that doesn't necessarily want to be drawn out and attention to, but just taking those calls and giving people resources. But already it's very stressful that those calls come in. The people that are calling are either could be angry or very concerned, and so it's just dealing with that. Then to the passing on to the making some determination and screening that call to whether it's going to be an investigation or there's enough strengths in identifying the family that they're going down the family assessment route, and then passing that on to where then you'll have workers who then, as was referenced earlier, going out into the homes, interviewing the situation, interviewing the children, which you can just imagine what that can be like, depending on what they're faced, putting themselves sometimes in very questionable situations, and that is recognized. To the individuals that, if they're able to work on the positives with the family, doing education, meeting with them, put them to the resources, to spending a tremendous amount of time in the courts, going through that process, to passing off if the children are removed, working with the foster providers that do that type of work. And Commissioner, I could go on, but I think that gives you a sense.
I appreciate that, and I kind of understand that, but I appreciate what they do, and I'm sure they appreciate your leadership. You've been there at the helm for quite a long while. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry, and I'll be sending each staff member a letter of recognition for their work, and I'd just like to read part of it. Your task is difficult and can be emotionally overwhelming. Daily, you face situations that can be stressful and traumatic. There are times when you place yourself in volatile situations for the benefit of the children and families you serve. Due to the difficult nature of your profession, burnout is common, and self-care is a necessity. In spite of all this, you continue to be present for these children and work to make them safer and change their lives for the better. And I know that my fellow commissioners join me in saying thank you for your courage amidst very difficult circumstances. And thank you for your leadership. Your job is not easy. I know that many times it's probably difficult to shut off some of those emotions because you take a lot of that home with you, and that can take a toll. So just want to thank you again and acknowledge just the wonderful work that you do and that we are very proud of each and every one of you. So thank you very much. Okay, that concludes Chair's remarks, and now we will move on to committee reports. And thank you again for being here. I know you're all very busy. All right. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The information on the regular agenda, is informational, but we have one action item on the additional agenda. And it's Resolution 2015-M3, a resolution approving the tentative agreement between the County of Anoka and Law Enforcement Labor Services, representing the Sheriff's Office licensed sergeants for the calendar years of 2014 and 2015. And I will offer that resolution.
A resolution has been offered by Commissioner West. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We will move on to Transportation Committee Chair Report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have one item for your consideration. This is an item that, without fanfare, we'll all be glad to be done with. We'll consider recommending for approval Resolution 2015-TR10, a resolution revising the county highway system and revoking the county road designation and releasing County Road 87 or 105th Avenue from Highway 65 to Radisson Road in the city of Blaine.
I'd like to offer that resolution.
Okay,
Finally?
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, I'll just bring up one other item, seeing as we're on transportation and dealing with county road numbering. While at the Capitol last week, Commissioner Look and I were accosted by a state representative who is absolutely not understanding why the two State Highway 10 and County Road Highway 10 are both numbered the same and come from the same area. It's the same old argument we've had for many years.
Many years.
I thought I would bring it up because now we're vacating County Road 87. Perhaps we could change that to County Road 87 down there. We just have to work with Ramsey County, I think, somehow to make that happen. And I think it's long overdue. It's way too confusing for people that don't drive this area. And I guess I just wanted to get that on the record that that legislature should legislate, or should she be watching or hearing this at any point, knows that we take her complaints seriously. We'll do what we can if we can convince Ramsey County to work with us on that.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. I know that has been a discussion on and off throughout the years, and part of the challenge I think that we have faced in working with Ramsey County is that a lot of the businesses along there would have significant costs to them because of the change of address in a whole host of areas. So I think that's one of some of the unintended consequences that happen with those sorts of changes. But certainly acknowledge that it is extremely confusing, and it always has been.
No, Madam Chair, I think since that argument started, every one of those businesses has gone out of business and reopened as something else. My business was on Highway 10 at one point, hence the name High 10.
Sure.
However, we kept the name and changed the address. I just think that with enough notice, this is something that every one of those businesses should be able to comply with.
Right.
I don't think it would be an overnight change. I think everyone would be happy if it was announced it's going to happen in 4 years.
Right.
I think everybody would be thrilled, and that gives the business all the time in the world to pre-plan and limit their costs. So again, I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but it is something that I will attempt to get before our Transportation Committee before too long again. Thank you, and that does conclude my report, Madam Chair.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Moving on to Finance and Capital Improvements Committee report. Commissioner Look.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Finance and Capital Improvements Committee met on April 21st, and we came away with a number of action items. The first of which is the committee recommends the County Board approve contract C004187 to Smart Dog Services, LLC, for converting Oracle data to the SQL database. This is an addendum to the agreement C003837. Funds for this project are coming from the IT fund, not to exceed $49,875.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner West.
Bee Cave Road is the address of the company. It's
It's-
typical Texas.
All righty. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. And Commissioner West, I was just hoping that you weren't suggesting BK Road be the new name for Highway 10, given our previous discussion. So it just kind of caught me off guard there for a minute. All right, moving on to the next item. Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, item number 2 is the committee recommends the county board approve contract C0004200 to Schumacher Elevator Company for the annual elevator maintenance and repairs in an amount of $33,240. This is a 3-year contract with options to renew. And as you know, we are continuing to maintain our elevators and upgrade them, and it's an ongoing project in the counties.
A motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Kordiak.
the process of maintaining elevators over the years has gotten to be a very expensive proposition. It wasn't so true 10 or 15 years ago about, well, safety and all that. You know, it has been costly.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
And I
Commissioner.
would just comment that our annual maintenance costs, I think, will flatten out now that almost all of our elevators are replaced throughout the county system. I believe there's 6 or 7 more to go, and we'll be done. But in the meantime, maintaining the ones we have is very important, and this is a great contract that we looked at it really carefully through our subcommittee and then again at finance. And it's, this is the company that's installing our new elevators, so to have them do the maintenance seems to make a lot of sense, and look forward to this.
Well, and Commissioner Kordiak certainly acknowledged that it's very costly, but if you have 1, 2, 3 employees that are injured,
Or-
when we don't maintain, that could end up being even more costly. And we've had issues in the past. And so I'm very thrilled that we actually maintain our elevators now. So I'm always very supportive of this. All right, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, the next item is the committee recommends the county board approve renewal of contract C quadruple 0865C with Borderlines Pavement Maintenance for countywide snow removal. And this is, I believe it's the same amount this year, and it's subject to the amount of snow we have. So we don't pay a contract, irregardless whether it snows, we pay based on the amount of snow that comes. And it's a terrible topic to be talking about in the beginning of the year.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved by Commissioner Schulte, seconded by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that is the completion of the report.
All right. Thank you. We'll move on to Human Services Committee report. We have a number of items on the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda?
So move.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brassad. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under Social Services, consider recommending the county board begin contract negotiations with the following providers for family-based services: Accurate Home Care, Comunidades Latinas, I'm going to clues, Family-Based Therapy Associates, Family Innovations, Kente Circle, Nystrom Associates Therapeutic Services Agency, Therapy Connections, and Village Ranch. So again, just authorization to begin contract negotiations. I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Under Behavioral Health, consider recommending the county board enter into contract C0004168 with Nystrom and Associates for priority scheduling of child psychiatric urgent care services at a rate of $131.45 per unit of service from May 1st, 2015 through December 31st, 2016. Contract maximum is $33,334. And this is a little change in in the way that we're doing this. But I think that it will really allow us to be able to meet the needs of people more rapidly. So we're appreciative of the work there. The next item is to consider recommending the county board amend contract C0003655 with Goodwill Easter Seals for adult community support services, adding up to $5,000 for flexible funding through December 2015 and increasing the contract maximum to $185,000. The next item is to consider recommending the county board amend contract C0003671 with Res Care Minnesota, Community Options in Fridley for intensive residential treatment services, adding $4,400 in one-time funding for uncollectible room and board expenses. And then the next item is to consider recommending the county board amend contract C0003672 with RISE for supported employment services for a rate of $13,810.70 per month. Again, that's from May 1st through December 31st, with a contract maximum increase to $160,729. And then finally, to consider recommending the county board amend the contract with the Lee Carlson Center for Mental Health and Wellbeing for adult community support services at a rate of $21,051.58 per month through December 31st. I will move items 3 through 7. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under Community Health and Environmental Services, the first item is consider recommending the county board amend contract C0003791 with Nucleus Clinic for Family Planning Services, addressing billing from July 1st through December 31st. And this is just really to ensure that if there's any third-party entity available, that someone maybe has third-party insurance, that is the first payer, and that we are the payer of last resort. And it's just to make sure that we are being consistent with all of our other contracts in that regard. The next item is to consider recommending the county board adopt a blanket licensing policy for nonprofit organizations for fundraising events with multiple vendors at the following fee structure to be included in the June 20th public fee setting hearing. And it's $60 for up to 10 vendors, $80 for up to 20 vendors, $2.50 for each additional vendor over 20, and consider assessing an additional $20 fee per vendor added after the 1-month deadline. And this is really to address some of the additional workload that is included with some of these large taste events. Most other counties actually charge like $75 per vendor. And really, I appreciate the hard work and effort of our folks within the health department to take a look at this and trying to make sure that we are being flexible and yet ensuring that public safety is maintained. And so I know that it's a lot of work, and this probably doesn't cover all of our costs, but we recognize that a lot of these nonprofit entities are really trying to do good work within our community, and so I think this is kind of a win-win situation.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Could I
Commissioner.
comment too that the county really doesn't have specific health codes and policies set up. We are simply implementing the state code for public health. So although we are the sometimes bearer of bad messaging and sometimes have to be the enforcer, it is state rules that we are applying in these situations.
Absolutely. Is there a motion to approve items 8 and 9?
Move.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Kordiak, seconded by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is to consider recommending the county board submit a Pathways to Prosperity competitive grant application to the Department of Employment and Economic Development in the amount of $350,000 for the time period of July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2017. And I'll move approval of that. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is Resolution 2015-HS11, paying the economic assistance bills and payments. I'll offer that resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is Resolution 2015-HS12, proclaiming May as Mental Health Month in Anoka County. And I'll offer that resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And that concludes my report. We will move on to Property Tax Records and Taxation Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's two items that require our attention. The first one, working from memory, as I recall, this is a house in Columbia Heights area that had gone forfeit. The family made an attempt to do a repurchase of that property. I think they made one payment in the course of doing that. They since have failed to make their subsequent payments in keeping the property current, and so I think it's time to withdraw the opportunity extended regarding that tax forfeit property, and Resolution 2015 PRT 2 cancels that relationship. I'll move it.
Okay, resolution's been offered by Commissioner Kordiak. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next one is two houses damaged by fire. These houses are put back into condition once again. The homeowners are now seeking compensation for some taxes while at the time that they was damaged and not in there. I will offer item 2, offer item 2, A and B.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Kordiak. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Moving on to Public Safety Committee report, and then we also have a Public Safety Committee Chair report as well. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First item is the committee recommends approval of Resolution 2015-PS04, recognizing Peace Officer Week in Anoka County.
Okay, and there's an offer of the resolution by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And then we have the Chair report.
Thank you. I would recommend that the county board approve and execute the agreement for operation of inmate telephone system and services for Anoka County detention facilities with IC Solutions. The agreement is for IC Solutions to provide inmate telephone and video visitation systems and services for Anoka County detention facilities with a term of April 14th, 2015 through April 13th, 2018. It is contract number C004194.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. The next item is to consider Resolution 2015-52, a resolution approving Anoka County's 2015-2019 Consolidated Plan. And I would ask, okay, we already have Kate here. Fantastic. Kate, could you go over this for us, please?
Absolutely. Madam Chair and Commissioners, Kate Lundstrom, Community Development Manager. This item before you today is to meet the many steps involved with the CDBG and Home program. The process includes the 5-year consolidated plan, the 1-year action plan, and funding recommendations. Funding recommendations were forwarded to from the Anoka County HRA on March 24th for final approval. Anoka County will be receiving $1,405,382 in CDBG funding and $171 in home funding through the Dakota County Consortium for the 2015 program year, beginning July 1st, 2015. For the CDBG program overall, 15% of the grant, the maximum allowed, was set aside for public services. $730,000 was placed into the competitive pool, and up to 19% of the grant was allocated for planning and program administration. The City of Coon Rapids portion this year was $198,245 based on their formula allocation as an entitlement community. 80% of the CDBG funds will provide a direct benefit to the low and moderate income persons, in which 70% is required by the federal program. As far as the home program, 10% of the grant will be reserved for administration and is split between Anoka and Dakota counties. The home program requires that funding in the amount of at least 15% or $61,000 of the grant be reserved for a community housing development organization, and this year we are meeting that requirement with $130,000, in which was recommended in home funding. As required by both programs, a public hearing was held on March 24th, followed by the 30-day comment period. Any comments received were taken into consideration as final funding recommendations were made. To receive the funding, Anoka County Board of Commissioners will need to approve Resolution 2015-52, approving the Anoka County's 2015 through 2019 Consolidated Plan, the 2015 Annual Action Plan, and the funding recommendations for the Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnership Programs. The resolution consists of the following actions: for the board to approve the Consolidated Plan, the one-year action plan and funding, the execution of the Department of Housing and Urban Development application, all required certifications and approval agreements, authorization to submit the plans to HUD and to the Dakota County Consortium, designation of a certifying officer for the county's environmental reviews as they relate to the CDBG and home program, and execution of contracts with cities and organizations.
I have one question, Kate. I know that there is a habitat project in Blaine, and there's been a lot of discussion, and there's a lot of uncertainty there. Are home funds tied to this development, or is the project, if for some reason the project can't move forward, can they be used at other locations within Anoka County?
Madam Chair and Commissioners, the resolution before you today lays out the funding of the first of the 5-year consolidated plan. Within the first year funding plan of this document, there was a recommendation to approve the $175,000 in home funds to the Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity project. Habitat identified the woodland development as the location the funds would be used. If there is a desire by the board to have the language that would serve as a contingency should woodland project fall apart at the city level, I would suggest the language be used to consider amending the 2015-2019 consolidated plan, the first year action plan, to read Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity Scattered Site Program.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
We've looked at this at the HRA level a couple of times, and this woodland development does bring about some curious points to the level that I think we do need to amend this with the specific language that Ms. Thunstrom brought forward, and that's just to amend it, saying that the first year action plan would read Twin City Habitat for Humanity Scattered Site Program. So basically putting in that caveat that it could be used for any scattered site program, not specifically the woodland project.
Is that a motion to amend?
That is my motion to amend.
And I will...
Second.
Second? Okay, second by Commissioner West. Further discussion on the amendment. Oh, actually, you know what? We need to go back and actually offer the resolution first before we can amend.
Do we?
Before we can actually amend it, because it's not actually out there on the table.
Not on the table yet. I
So,
would move adoption.
okay,
Move the resolution as presented.
okay. And so the resolution is on the table, and is there a motion to,
Now I would like to amend the motion what I previously stated.
Okay, and
Second.
there's a second. All right, so any further discussion on the amendment?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
does the amendment enable the Woodland Development Project, or does it impede money being directed to the Woodland Project? I don't really, not familiar with the project, but
It, Commissioner Cordia, it enables that to move forward if there ends up being agreement with all the parties involved. But it also gives, if for some reason things don't work out there, it gives Habitat the ability to then utilize that in another scattered site within Anoka County, rather than having to come back through the entire process all over again. So I think it really helps to streamline things for them in the end.
and by, Madam Chair, but by you mean things not working, you mean in the early days of considering a project there, not 2 or 3 years from now after they've developed the project.
Right.
Operating. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Madam Chair?
yes.
Just to be clear, it isn't us doing anything to change the project, but we're leaving that to the City of Blaine officials to decide what's going on in their city, correct?
Commissioner Brasted, that is correct. Ultimately, it is the city of Blaine that has the final approval. I do know, however, that a lot of it is that they have been told by the Met Council that this is a requirement. Where exactly how they choose to meet those requirements ultimately ends up with the City of Blaine officials to make that decision, but it is very much tied to Met Council requirements for certain types of growth and development within communities.
Madam Chair, does it open up their options by having the ability to go through the scattered site as well?
Commissioner West, this gives, I think, Habitat the ability to have some flexibility, as I know that there's been some negotiations happening at that site, and this would allow them, if for some reason things don't pan out there, it gives them the opportunity to then, rather than have to come back through kind of an arduous process to get approval and have delays, to be able to actually have the flexibility to use this funding within Anoka County at another scattered site, should they choose to do that. So any further questions on that? We're voting on the amendment only right now, okay? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, now we have a resolution before us that's been amended.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner West.
I sit on the board of ACAP, and there are federal regulations about me voting on funding for that, so I will need to abstain from that part.
So I would entertain a motion to divide the question and vote separately on the ACAP funding.
So moved.
Okay, so it's been moved to divide. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of dividing the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Okay, we will take up the first portion of the package that excludes ACAP funding. So there's clear understanding, we're voting on the piece that does not include the ACAP funding. Okay,
Madam Chair,
yes.
just a point of clarification. Who is the seconder on this original motion? Was it-
Commissioner West.
Is it okay that she seconds a motion that she is recusing herself from?
My second was on the
Her
amendment.
second was on the amendment.
Well, how about on the original motion?
Resolution.
My question, who was the seconder?
I think I did.
Resolution.
We don't need one.
On a resolution.
Offered
On the
resolution.
resolution?
Thank you.
Of course, you don't need a second on the resolution, right?
Point of clarification, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the clarification. Okay, so we're ready to vote. All those in favor? Oh, actually, it's a roll call vote. I apologize. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brasted,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Good job. Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Okay, now we are going to take up the ACAP funding piece. So we need,
Move it.
it's been moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brastad. Okay, and we need to do a roll call vote on this as well.
Commissioner Brastad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Abstain?
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, testing parliamentary procedure skills today. Thank you very much. I think that we have completed that action item. All right, next we have committee appointments. A number of them consider reappointing Dee Guthman to the Anoka County Community Action Program representing the public sector for a 3-year term expiring May 2018. Then we have consider reappointing Dan Stanoa to the Personnel Board of Appeals, again for a 3-year term expiring December 2017. And then consider reappointing to the Community Corrections Advisory Board for a 2-year term expiring April 2017. Judge Tammy Frederickson, Michael McGee, Paul Johnson, and Virginia Murphy. Is there a motion for items 10A, B, and C?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And just wanted to bring a couple of items to your attention that are occurring within the community. On May 14th in the morning, Family Promise of Anoka County is having their annual out-of-the-box breakfast at Meadow Creek, and registration is online at their website. I believe check-in is at 7 and breakfast is 7:30 to 8:30. We also have the Walk for Mental Wellness, and that is on Saturday, May 16th. Registration at 10 o'clock, program at 10:30, and the walk starts at 11 o'clock. And they have additional information on their website at mwcac.org. That's mwcac.org to register and for additional information. I just wanted to call your attention to some of those events that are occurring within the community. And if there's nothing else to come before the county board, meeting is adjourned.
Very good.